Hello, everybody. Thank you for traveling back in time to ancient Egypt to see what the daily life of a peasant is like. I'll bring you guys with me throughout my whole day, so let us begin. My day starts early at home. It isn't the most flattering house, but it keeps me safe. Typically, a house like mine will be made out of mud and brick, and sometimes it's shared between multiple people like me. To start my morning, I like to make sure I'm clean and fresh for the long day ahead of me. So, let's head to the Nile. The first thing I like to do after waking up is bathe in the Nile. To help me stay clean, I use my homemade soap and I scrub my body with a clay-like substance, similar to a loofah. This is where a lot of the townspeople and people like me will bathe. Now, after washing up in the Nile, I feel clean, so let's head home and have some breakfast. My breakfast includes mostly bread and vegetables like cucumber, peas, and lentils. None of my meals ever include meat because of its value and exclusiveness. After bathing and eating, it's time to start my long workday. So, let's head to the farm. My workday typically includes farming and taking care of lands or people. Now that it's harvesting season, I'm at my farm almost all day harvesting my crops. Thankfully, the Nile granted me a good harvest this year. Unlike this year, I was beaten last time for having a bad harvest. The flooding of the Nile did not steer in my favor, and it yielded me less crops. Truly, I must thank the gods of the Nile for keeping me safe with this year's yield. After harvesting crops, and when I'm done working the lands, I am told to make my way to help build monuments and pyramids for the pharaoh. So, even though I'm tired, it is time to make my way to the site and help build the pyramids. This evening, after long hours at the farm, I am here lifting heavy stones, constructing a new pyramid that the pharaoh asked for. I see some guys I grew up with working on the pyramids. We all grew up in the same area, and we all live similar lives. After our work here, we usually head down to the Nile again. Though we're always working, it's still important that we play a little bit too. The river that our whole country was built around is a safe place for us peasants. Chatting, fishing, and playing over games is what we enjoy spending leisure time doing. It's not every day that we have time to play, but we are still human, so entertainment and social events still exist for us too. That was super fun. But I do have a long day at work tomorrow, so it's time to head back home and have my second meal of the day. A friend from the river treated me some fish that he caught for homemade bread. So today's dinner is fish and beans. Thank you guys for joining me in today's day in the life of a peasant living in ancient Egypt. Tomorrow you will follow the pharaoh and see what his day in the life is like. I sure hope it's better than mine.
Good morning. I am King John the Tenth. I am pleased to hear you will be joining me for a day in the life of a pharaoh living in ancient Egypt. We begin the day in my palace. I wake up whenever I want or whenever my advisors wake me up. After waking up, and whilst my breakfast is being prepared, it is time for me to be bathed. I have tons of servants that will bathe me every morning and night in my private bath, located within my palace. They use special oils and soaps to help me be clean and fresh, as a pharaoh should. After bathing, it is time to be dressed. Again, multiple of my servants will be dressing me with what they planned out for today. They will put my attire on for me and pair it with lots and lots of gold. As a pharaoh, gold is one of the ways that I express my wealth and the wealth of our economy. After being dressed, I will have a few bites to eat before my busy day. My chefs have prepared me a platter of delicious fruits, hot fresh bread, and beer of course. Yum! Now that I am fed, bathed, and dressed, my council will take me to my first meeting of the day. As a pharaoh, I'm often very busy. Meetings with the council and advisors are common and necessary to get things done. My first meeting went well. I had just ordered my people to build a new monument when they are done with the pyramid that they are still working on. Those peasants should work harder to fulfill my requests. I mean, what are they even doing? After my meetings, it is time for me to pay homage to the gods. To protect my divine right, I must pray to the gods daily. After doing so, my workday is almost complete. I will wrap it up by visiting construction sites. I like to check up on my city and my people to maintain my presence. Now, after a busy day, I've built up an appetite for lunch. Today's lunch is goat and vegetable soup. Then, I will wrap up my evening with some games. Lately, I've been getting into the sport of hunting. I like to hunt lions and birds using spears and arrows while on my chariot. Being good at hunting displays my talents and power to the people. I am not one to be messed with. Now, let us head back to my palace and get cleaned up. Hunting was fun and my is almost complete. Again, my servants will undress and wash me while dinner is being prepared. I'm wrapping my night up in with some steak and beer. I usually have 3 meals a day and they consist of anything I want to eat. Endless meat for me. Thank you all for joining me in a day in the life of a pharaoh living in ancient Egypt. Since I am the ruler of the country, I am treated very well, though I do have busy days. Bye bye.